ever had the luxury of visiting a place like Portugal, you'll notice that all the cities and towns are built on a classic foundation with all the modern structures on top. Audi's taken the same approach with their latest version of their executive coupe. Introducing the 2017 Audi S5, built on a foundation of performance and sophistication in a modern package.
Like the rest of the cars in Audi's current lineup, the S5 has an understated, quiet, cool look that carries enough elegance for all sorts of situations. Like robust wine, the design of the car has a host of subtle notes you might not notice at first, starting with the 3D waveline across the car's profile. Audi took the power line that cuts from head to tail and gave it a twist, literally. It's now a sharp crease that flows from head to tail of the vehicle that's even incorporated in the gas cap. The S5's hood gets a similar treatment, with the dome sculpted with clean, subtle air channels that make the coupe look speedy, even at a standstill. Flared wheel arches give the car a wider, more ground-hugging appearance that further emphasizes its sporty credentials. Inside, the cockpit of the S5 manages to remain packed with features but without tons of clutter. First off, the interior's key style focus is two unbroken panels of brushed aluminum, or carbon fiber if you like. One across the dashboard, and one that runs up the center console. The latter looks particularly impressive, yet it seems like it would be prone to scuffs and scrapes over a long period of time. If that seems like a minor point to note, it's because there's very little to complain about beyond that. Both driver and passenger seats are as comfortable and as supportive as you could ask for, and even the rear seats are capable of harboring full-grown adults with satisfaction. The layout of the center console is unobtrusive when it comes to hosting car controls and MMI functions. With the Plus option, the MMI comes with the permanently installed Audi Connect SIM card that gives occupants Wi-Fi hotspot access on the road. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are also available from the get-go, and an MMI Connect app can put some car functions on your phone, smartwatch, or even Apple TV. Along with the 8.3-inch MMI navigation and infotainment screen, the S5 now sports the Audi Virtual Cockpit, a 12.3-inch TFT digital display cluster that shares many of the MMI functions and puts them right in front of the driver. Heading through any part of Porto by car is a terrifying experience because the majority of the journey is either uphill or downhill through narrow cobbled roads that are tyrannical to spines, regardless of your current suspension. Nevertheless, the sport suspension of the S5 did what it could to mitigate the jaw-breaking assault of vibrations as I ventured out of town. There, on the roads leading away from blue-tiled buildings and riverboats, the S5 could unbutton its collar, so to speak. Managing both is due to the S5's suspension, constantly calculating the conditions and making corrections in tune with the driver's chosen drive mode. Opt for softness, and the dampers absorb all the road's irregularities. But choose Sport and the S5 hunkers down and puts the 5-link front and rear suspension to work through the corners. 350 horsepower on tap is more than plenty to have fun with, and the S5 delivers it dutifully. It's not a punch to the gut, but more like a hearty shove that puts the driver right in their place. From the S5's excellent driver position, the sophisticated sports enthusiast of a car is free to show off a few of its moves, wrapping around corners with control and just enough roll to cushion the ride through bends. What you end up with is a livable, mature ride that's got enough fun built in to keep drivers engaged while being sharp enough to be taken seriously when needed. It's the car that sits at a unique crossroad. To the left is a world of boy racer Hot Wheel fantasies that are fun but have little room for practicality. To the right are demure, business-oriented sedans which are authoritative and taken very seriously. All the adult stuff that makes even the most mature individual feel a tightness in the gut. Given the choices available, the Audi S5 finds its own path down the middle. It's not the only car in this segment that's capable of this, but it does traverse the razor's edge between the two worlds with a more crisp perception. Like I said, quiet cool, no clowning around. Pricing hasn't been announced yet, but Audi hints that the 2017 S5 will see a slight increase over the current MSRP of $53,100. It will go on to chart many European roads this fall and is expected to hop the pond shortly thereafter.